Hello again, ladies, and whoever else might be watching. As you know, my name is Lord Belmont Shores, and I'm coming at you this week with a change of pace, a little something different. This week's film strip that I'm going to review has no vampires, no vampire hunters, no. The creature in this story is, well, the most ancient, the most Greek of monsters, the Gorgon. As this week's movie features a Greek demigod with a scalp full of snakes, this week's drink will be a Greek-modified version of the classic snake bite shot. Did I say that right? Snake bite shot? Snake bite shot. Sorry. I was fully ready to hate that drink. By about the fifth shot, it really started to grow on me. All right, so everybody knows there were 3 Gorgon sisters. I mean, you guys know it. I just found out because I Googled it. But anyway, there was Medusa and 2 other chicks. Stenos and Urael. Yeah, they were the original ones. Demigods, incest babies. Now, what a lot of people don't know is there were 2 other sisters. There was Tisiphone. She was kind of like, the party girl. So a buddy of mine, one time he told me that he got with Tisiphone, and he said she was a 12-bagger. 1 little bag for each of the snake heads. That's how he was able to get with her without getting stoned.
The proper word is gorgonized, which literally means turned to stone.
That's what he said. I could have been just bar talk. I don't know. And then there was Meister. She was a bit special. Took the short bus to school.
Okay, let's get on to it. Get to the movie already.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so anyway, at the beginning of the movie, they have this big paragraph about how, she decided to retire into this countryside castle. So she comes here, moves into this castle, and the townspeople do nothing about it. She's killing people, turning them to statues. I'm not saying everybody has to go out there and light up a torch and carry a pitchfork, but you don't have a neighborhood watch? You don't care about your property values? People turning to stone left and right, and there goes the neighborhood. I mean, whatever happened to thou shalt not suffer a witch to live? I mean, I guess on the other side of that coin, there's also, you shouldn't persecute people for their religious beliefs, but I don't know, you kind of got me on that one. I'm not sure where to land there. I guess use your own judgment. All right, so we open up on this Titanic-esque scene where Sasha's like, draw me like one of your French girls. Meet Bruno, turn-of-the-century pornographer who tries to sell pictures of his girlfriend to pay his debts. After being informed that she's pregnant, he immediately tries to go see her father in the middle of the night. Bruno leaves his topless girlfriend to go rushing around in the forest. Sasha, being overwhelmed with emotion, chases after him, runs out into the woods to get stoned.
The proper word is gorgonized.
And the next scene opens up on Peter Cushing. I'm so glad that Hammer's finally giving him some good roles that he could really sink his teeth into. Characters with depth and ability, like Dr. Hameloff.
Dr. Namaroff.
Namaroff? Whatever the doctor's name is. At least it's not Van Helsing. I'd like to point out now the facial hair choices of some of our actors. Peter Cushing has gone with the Lemmy from Motorhead. Very fine choice, very strong.
So bad, baby, I don't care.
While Christopher Lee is rocking the sexy Einstein.
Will you tell us what, in your opinion, was the cause of this girl's death?
You ever play that drinking game in court where you take a drink every time you commit perjury?
Her death was undoubtedly the result of violence. I observed deep abrasions round the forehead, and there were indentations in the skull, which may have been caused by some metal instrument.
Thank you, Doctor.
Now see, this is why it is so important to have a monster hunter coming through your town. The local constabulary has no interest in fighting monsters, which is why we have Bruno convicted of turning his girlfriend to stone.
I find that the dead woman was murdered by her fiancé, Bruno Heights.
All right, now I gotta say, the dad, he's got a tough time. Not only is his son a turn-of-the-century pornographer, a very talented artist, but he's just found out that his son's died. He goes to the town, try to figure out what's going on. Nobody wants him there. So right after the hearing, the townspeople think that the dad's been asking too many questions. So they go throw a torch through his window. Then they break down the front door and slap him around a bit.
Get out of my house, all of you.
Oh, so that's how it is.
Picks up a broom. Nice job. Broom. Weapon of choice for dealing with an angry mob. The cops show up right after that, and they're like, oh yeah, we didn't see anything, but yeah, you better get out of town. So after that traumatic experience, we see Dad wandering through the forest for a full 4 minutes of screen time before finally getting stoned.
The proper word is gorgonized.
One thing I really liked in this movie is it showed kind of a realistic depiction of what happens when you look into the eyes of a Gorgon. It doesn't always happen fast. Now the dad, he looks inside the Gorgon's eyes, and it takes him a few hours to turn the stone. I mean, we see it happening slowly. I mean, he was able to go home and write a whole letter. I knew a guy that this happened to once. It took him all night. I mean, he actually went to the bar, ordered a couple of rounds. I think he had time to go out and grab a ham sandwich and get some strange. So I've got one big problem with this movie. After the father gets stoned,
The proper word is gorgonized.
his other son, Paul, comes to town. And he starts investigating around. He runs into the Gorgon. He sees the Gorgon's reflection 3 times. First time in a pool of water, second time in a pane of glass, and the third time, well, he doubles back down to that same pool of water. Anyway, he passes out and wakes up in a hospital. Now that's not how that's supposed to work. Everybody knows, and I mean everybody, that you should be able to look at a Gorgon as long as it's just a reflection. Reflections are safe from Gorgons. Haven't seen Clash of the Titans? Oh, you should go watch that. That's good. Not the new one. Whatever. We're talking Harryhausen. Turns out, as I watched the movie a little bit further, I figured out exactly what happened to him. It had nothing to do with the Gorgon and the reflection. Paul didn't get that sickness and age from the Gorgon. He got it from the doctor. Did you see Dr. Namaroff's towel that he used? It's one of those towels that I haven't seen since Dodger Stadium in the 80s. It's just like this towel that keeps revolving all the way around. I mean, it's just covered in filth and bacteria. Ugh, always moist. Always moist. Ooh. You know what else was bad about those towels at Dodger Stadium? Is that before you used them, you had to go to that giant pee trough. You ever had to stand elbow to elbow with like a dozen guys you don't know while you're peeing? All right, so if you gotta take a leak, now would be the time to do it, because you got like a boring 20 minutes with nothing happening. And then Professor Meister shows up, and he's ready to kick some ass. Dr. Meister? Is he Mr. Meister?
Career lazy down the road that I will travel.
Nice pull.
Professor Meister! Oh, I can't tell you how glad I am to see you.
So, after Mr. Mister comes to town, he goes to the constable and goes full Karen on him. I mean, he doesn't even do like that, let me talk to your supervisor, manager kind of thing. She's like, Even you recognize a superior.
Of course, if you don't wish to be of assistance, that's entirely your affair. I shall go higher up. Higher up? I presume that even you, Inspector, acknowledge the existence of a superior? How dare you!
Oh, it's great. Then he threatens like the whole town. He's like, I heard the person who came before me had bricks thrown through the window, and they better not try that with me.
So we'd better warn them not to attempt that sort of behavior with me. Good day.
As we see later in the movie, he's got a strong backhand. It's like,
I am sorry, Paul.
big strong backhand. Just
Good day.
Good day, Mr. Heights.
But Doctor...
Good day.
I said good day, sir. You know, I didn't expect this to happen, but this movie really tugged at my heartstrings. You know, it got me right in the feels. Because this movie, it just goes to solidify the fact that there is someone out there for everyone. So if you're single, if you've been single for a while, I just want you to know there's hope. You know how I know that? Because the Gorgon has 2 dudes going after her. Two dudes. You got the doctor, and you got Paul. It's kind of like a weird little Gorgon love triangle. That's a mythologically dangerous devil's three-way. You want to survive that devil's three-way? You take the back. There's that one scene where he's got the candlestick like this, and the sword's just there, and it's that push-pull thing. If you have a sword, and somebody else just has like a stick or a pole, all you gotta do is slide that blade to the right, and you're taking off a ton of knuckles. And in the end, only Mr. Meister is smart enough to take her from behind. Are we done with this yet? Can I go home? I've had to pee so bad. I mean, I'm done with this movie.
No, we still gotta do the wrap up.
Oh, you can wrap up my ass. So, wrapping up. On a scale between 5 and 37 flaccid snakes, I give this one 17 flaccid snakes. From a teachable scale, I only give it about 3 fangs out of 10. Just not a lot of good information here. Reflections are safe from Gorgons. So that in mind, here are some good takeaways from the movie. Number 1, always carry a mirror. A small looking glass is perfect for surreptitiously identifying vampires, and it's essential for Gorgon hunting. And number 2, if you see something, say something. I'm not saying that everybody in the town was complicit with what's going on, but they kind of were. I mean, they all knew and nobody did anything about it. They all turned away for years and just let it happen. And last but not least, number 3, whether it's a vampire, a Gorgon, or a lusty maiden, whenever possible, take her from behind. All right, so I guess that's the end of the movie. Sorry you had to watch that. But thank you for watching this. I bid you